What up everybody, it's your boy Gaming Forte back at it with another video. So I want to talk about my experience during the Anthem VIP demo. I want to break this conversation down into 3 parts because a lot of stuff to cover in this video. First of all, we're going to talk about the gameplay, then we're going to move right over into the differences between the javelins and what my feel of that was for the game. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about the problems that this beta did have, or demo I should say. But first, let's talk about the good. The gameplay was amazing in this game. When you got a chance to play it, and I do put quotations around when you got a chance to play the demo, it was fun, it was refreshing. The rhythm of the game was very spot on. I really enjoyed the verticality that you had in this game. The way that you could just see a building or see a mountain or a cliff and you could just fly over to that mountain. As long as you kept your thrusters in order, you can make it to pretty much anywhere inside of the play space. They did have a canopy over the top of the map, so you couldn't go as high as you thought you probably could, but you still go pretty high, and it really does give you that fantasy of Iron Man as you're playing this game, flying from point to point, being able to thrust down to the ground and hit somebody with a shotgun or a ground pound and turn around and hit 2 other people and just take off. It's just a very refreshing feeling. The control in this game is unmatched, and I really enjoyed that about this beta or demo, I keep saying, because it definitely wasn't a beta or a demo. It should have been called a stress test, but I enjoyed the fun factor that this game gave me, especially when I got a chance to play it, like I said. But then you get into the whole javelins being different from each other. Once again, they start you out with the Ranger. It is basically the jack of all trades. It does everything you want it to do. It's good at up close battles, long range battles. It has a really cool ultimate ability where it shoots a bunch of rockets or a bunch of mortars at enemies and stuff. It's so cool to play with this character. You literally do feel like Iron Man when you play with it, and I really enjoyed that. But then I unlocked the Storm, and let me tell you, that is a glass cannon that feels like it's invincible when you're pretty far away from the action, because you can do work with the Storm when you're super far away. That ended up being probably my favorite class to play with, mostly just because it fits my playstyle a little bit more. I like to sit back and observe the battle from a distance and do what I need to do to support my teammates from wherever I am. And the Storm definitely helps you do that, and that is going to probably be the most popular pick across a lot of people that want to play this game. But then you also have the Interceptor, and I think the Interceptor is going to have a little bit more of a barrier to entry. It's mostly a melee class. It's by far the fastest of all the javelins. It's going to take a little bit of a learning curve to get used to it, because you have abilities that can get you in and out of trouble really fast. I think it's going to be one of those javelins that's going to take a little bit of time for people to really grasp, especially in the end game. I can see really crazy builds for this game when it comes to the Interceptor, and I think that's going to be really cool. And then the Colossus. Man, the Colossus is one of those characters or one of those javelins that you probably won't like when you first get it, but the more you play with it, the more you unlock different components for it, the better you'll actually become using it, and the more you'll love it. And that's the one thing that I really truly love about this game. The fact that you have 4 distinct classes that are completely different from each other. And I'm going to do a video on the comparison between Destiny and Anthem, because a lot of people like to compare the 2 games. But when it comes to just the class makeup, I really love what Anthem is doing. The fact that you have one character, or a pilot in this case, and you use that pilot to level up all the rest of your javelins, because you have a pilot level, and that pilot level consists from level 1 through 30. And as you play through the game, no matter what javelin you play with, you'll get components for that one. You have the chance of getting components for another one. So when you do start unlocking the newer javelins or other javelins, you can go out and already have stuff probably already found in the wild that you can use on your new javelin. And they're distinctly different from each other. They all have different roles and abilities and different ways to play with them. And depending on the team comp that you have, it's going to be about synergizing with those other people you're playing with. Now, you can play a lot of this stuff single, because right now you can't play in private matches because it's the beta. They want everybody to play together, but there will be private lobbies in this game during the full release of it. So you'll be able to do all this stuff by yourself, but these javelins really show out when you play in a team comp, and that is something I truly enjoy about it. Now, I said everything I needed to say about what was great about this game, but let's talk about the one thing they definitely need to work on. The servers. I understand a lot of people had a problem with the servers. Me personally, I had problems with them, but not as much as other people. But this is something that they definitely need to fix before the full release. A lot of people were just very disappointed because they pre-ordered something to get into a VIP demo and weren't able to play the game. So, and these are the most loyal people that are going to be going out to want to actually be excited for your game. I do know there's going to be a free demo that's going to take place over this weekend, but all those people are going to be people that are not invested in your game. They didn't have to pay anything to get into it. They didn't have to be an Origin access or a Premiere Pro access, or they didn't have to pre-order the game or get a friend code for somebody that actually did it. These people could just download your demo and try it out. And guess what? If they have this problem during that, you're going to turn a lot of people away. I think a lot of people are willing to give this type of game a little bit of a pass because it is a shareware shooter. It's an investment game, and people really need to think about that. With an investment game, we inherently know there's going to be problems. There's going to be a problem with the game, but are those problems going to be minimized to the point where it's something that can be fixed over time instead of it impacting my day one experience? And I think that is the problem that this demo had for a lot of people. First of all, they shouldn't have called it a demo. They should have called it a stress test, because that's basically what they did. They ended up DDoSing their own servers and having all types of issues. And yes, it got progressively better throughout the weekend, but that's time people lost in the game. Time that they can't get back, and time is everything for people nowadays. And if they can't get that from your game, they're going to get it from somewhere else. We got Division, we got Destiny, we got all of these looter shooter games that are either out or coming out. So this game has lost one monumental opportunity to really impress people. I think it still did good enough to convince the people that it wanted to convince to actually get into this game day one. But there are people out there in the community, like my boy Jay Fonarelli. He doesn't want to get the game day one just because of the problems he had with it. And guess what? I don't blame him one bit. So let that be a warning to you, EA and BioWare. Fix the issues that this game is having. The never-ending load screens and Forever 95 and all this other crazy stuff that's going on. Enemies not shooting back at you or acting like you're not there. Just enemies teleporting. All of the load screens that you see inherently throughout the world is pretty crazy. And yes, some of this stuff is excusable. But like I said, the main reason people wanted to try this demo out to see if they liked it. And guess what? The fun factor is there. Everything you want in this game is there, but people weren't able to play it. And that literally turned a huge part of the community off. You got another chance to win them back at the end of this week. And I hope you do what you need to do to get these servers up and running, because this game is pretty cool. We don't know exactly what the end game is going to look like. We don't know exactly how much content is going to be in the game. We won't know that for 2 to 3 months from now, because ultimately this game is going to live or die by the content that's released with it. Hopefully the development team really communicates to the community what their goals are for this game going forward. I definitely want to have them as part of the conversation, because that's the only reason Destiny got better, is because we were a part of the conversation. And the one thing that Division is going to be doing going forward is letting the community be part of the decision. So Anthem is all in your court. BioWare, make this game as great as it can be, because a lot of people want to try it and want to play it, but it has to work for people to do it. But guys, that's my thoughts on the demo or the beta or whatever you want to call it. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I will have my Interceptor and I will have my Colossus gameplay up. I didn't have access to those characters till late, and I didn't get enough gameplay on them. So if I don't get them up during this week, they will be up during the open beta this weekend. But I'm gonna try to at least get the Interceptor up, because I do have a little bit of gameplay I can actually share on that one. But thanks for watching this video. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Like this video if you like the content. It definitely helps out the channel a lot. Turn on those notifications. Gonna let you know the next time one of my videos go live. It's your boy Gaming Forte. You guys have a great week, and I'm gonna talk to you in the next video. Peace.